business needs a lift. Debts to be erased. Think of it as thrift, as a gift, if you get my drift. No? Seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price of meat, what it is, when you get it, if you get it. Oh. Good you got it. Take, for instance, Mrs. Mooney and her pie shop. Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. Now a pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion,
well,
eminently practical and yet appropriate as always. Mrs. Lovett, how I've lived without you all these years, I'll never know.
Think about it. Long about the gentleman will soon be coming for a shave.
It's also undetectable how choice, how rare. For what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd, what, Mr. Todd, what is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Toddy, yes, Mr. Toddy, yes, all around.
It's man devouring man, my dear. And who are we to deny it in air? These are desperate times, Mrs. Lovett. Desperate measures are called for.
Here we are then. Hot out of the oven.
What is that?
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Is it any good?
Sir, it's too good, at least. Then again, they don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh.
It's an awful lot of fat.
Only where it's sat.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
No, you see, the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
Oh, it's heavenly. Not as hearty as bishop, perhaps, but then not as bland as curate.
It's good for business too, because it always leaves you wanting more. Trouble is, we only get it on Sundays. Lawyer's rather nice.
If it's for a price.
Order something else, though, to follow, since no one should swallow it twice.
Anything that's lean.
Well, then, if you're British and loyal, you might enjoy Royal Marine. Anyway, it's clean, though, of course, it tastes of wherever it's been.
Is that squire on the fire?
Mercy, no, sir, look closer, you'll notice it's grosser.
Looks thicker, more like vicar.
No, it has to be grosser, it's green.
The history of the world, my love.
Save a lot of graves, do a lot of relatives favours.
Is those below serving those up above?
Everybody shaves, so there should be plenty of flavours.
How gratifying for once to know that those above will serve those down below.
Well, now, what have I got here? I've got tinker.
Something pinker.
Tailor.
Something paler.
Potter.
Something hotter.
Butler.
Something subtler.
Locksmith. Lovely bit of clock.
Maybe for a lark.
Then again, the sweep if you want it cheap and you like it dark. Try the financier. Peak of his career.
That looks pretty rank.
Well, he drank, it's a bank cashier. Never really sold. Maybe it was old.
Have you any beadle?
Next week, so I'm told. Beadle isn't bad till you smell it and notice how well it's been greased. Stick to priest. Now this might be a little bit stringy, but then again, it is fiddle player.
That's not fiddle player. That is piccolo player.
How can you tell?
It is piping hot.
Well then, blow on it first.
The history history of the world, my sweet.
Oh, Mr. Todd, ooh, Mr. Todd, what does it tell?
It's who gets eaten and who gets to eat.
And Mr. Todd too, Mr. Todd, who gets to sell?
But fortunately it's all so clear that everybody goes down where we're beer.
Well, since Marine doesn't appeal to you, how about Rear Admiral?
Oh, it's too salty. I prefer General.
With or without his privates? With is extra.
What is that?
It's fop, finest in the shop. Or we have some shepherd's pie peppered with actual shepherd on top. And I've just begun. There's the politician so oily, it's served with the doily, not one.
Put it on a bun. Well, you never know if it's going to run.
Try the fryer, fried is drier.
Now the clergy is really too coarse and too mealy.
Then actor, that's compactor.
And always arrives overdone. I'll come again when you have judge on the menu.
Wait, true, we don't have judge yet, but there's something else you might fancy even better.
Oh, and what is that?
Executioner.
Have charity toward the world, my pet.
Yes, yes, I know, my love.
We'll take the customers that we can get.
High-born and low, my love.
We won't discriminate great from small. No, we'll serve anyone.
We'll serve anyone
And to anyone.